Avengers Infinity War is only on its second week in theaters, and it's already passed the $1 billion mark, the quickest film to hit that mark in movie history. It's really no surprise, seeing as it was promoted as the culmination of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe after 10 years and 18 movies. But was it? Warning, if you've yet to see Infinity War, then turn back now, because this video will be full of spoilers. Still here? Good. Then let's get into everything we know about Avengers 4. In the past, Marvel has been great about announcing their films well ahead of schedule. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. I'm looking at you, Inhumans. But Kevin Feige has made it clear that announcing any movies would potentially spoil both Infinity War and Avengers 4. That being said, we do have 4 confirmed films, 5 if you include Avengers 4, that could shed some light on where the MCU is headed. Alright, first up we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, the first film to follow Infinity War. When it comes to how it will tie into both Infinity War and Avengers 4, not much is known. In terms of timeline, it comes between Civil War and Infinity War, so it can't really tell us much. The most we can hope for is a post-credit scene that can help it tie in. Maybe a scene showing Ant-Man or the Wasp turning into dust, or maybe both. Or maybe we'll get our first official look at Captain Marvel, recruiting one or both of the heroes to the new Avengers. We know Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly have filmed scenes for Avengers 4, so we'll just have to wait and see if Ant-Man and the Wasp ties into it whatsoever. Next up, we have the most anticipated non-Avengers movie, Captain Marvel. We know that this film will be set in the 90s, which honestly doesn't give much hope that we'll get many clues for Avengers 4. Now, that being said, the post-credit scene for Infinity War does see Nick Fury attempt to contact Carol Danvers, so there is hope. Maybe the solo outing will feature time travel? Or perhaps we'll see it end up with the hero trapped in time and or space, with the post-credit scene teasing her return. We know that the main villains will be the Skrulls, an alien race fans have been excited to see in the MCU for years. Now, while it's fair to say that Captain Marvel will have dealt with their threat by the end of her solo movie, their existence in the Marvel Cinematic Universe could shed some light on the title for the next Avengers film, but more on that later. Regardless, with this being the final film before Avengers 4, it'll be interesting to see how it leads into it. Alright, next up we got Spider-Man Homecoming 2 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, not much is known about the only 2 movies to be announced after Avengers 4, but they do shed some light on the state of the MCU afterwards. All we really know about Homecoming 2 is that it will see Peter Parker leave New York and take his next adventure around the world. The only other rumor we have is that it will pick up just minutes after Avengers 4 wraps up, which means that emotional Spidey death we get in Infinity War is ultimately meaningless, as the wall crawler will be alive and well soon enough. As for GOTG Volume 3, literally nothing is known. We do know that by the end of Infinity War, the only Guardian left was Rocket. It'll be interesting to see if we get a brand new team, but with director James Gunn calling this the finale of the Guardians trilogy, it's hard to imagine that Star-Lord and the gang won't make it back safely. Alright, now let's talk about some possible titles. The title for the 4th Avengers film is still being kept tightly under wraps, with the Russo brothers claiming it is a huge spoiler for the end of Infinity War. They've also said that fans of Earth's Mightiest Heroes should be scared of it. This has led to a bunch of theories being thrown around, with some more likely than others. First, we have Avengers ENDGAME, based off of Doctor Strange's final words to Tony Stark before fading away. And while it is definitely an ominous title, it doesn't follow the typical pattern of movies being named after comic runs. So next up, we have Infinity Gauntlet, a title from the 1991 run by Jim Starlin that Infinity War is based on. While it does seem like a pretty obvious title, Kevin Feige has outright said that this won't be the title. And, well, in Feige we trust. Now, with Captain Marvel being the last movie to set up Avengers 4, and the fact that the Skrulls are the main villain of that film, Secret Invasion seems like a likely choice. The 2008 run with the same name is an extremely successful and interesting story that revealed the Skrulls have been using their shape-shifting abilities to hide in plain sight. While there's no doubt Marvel will eventually get to this story, it seems like a bit of a leap for 2 reasons. 1, they haven't had enough time to set them up as the main villain for a movie of that size, and 2, Thanos is a big enough threat that still has to be dealt with. So that brings us to the final title. Now, the most likely title for the next Avengers movie is Avengers Disassembled. Based on a 2004 run by Brian Michael Bendis It essentially saw Earth's mightiest heroes wiped out and paved the way for the new Avengers. Now, Infinity War may have ended in almost the exact opposite way, with only the original Avengers left. You've got to believe that by the end of Avengers 4, we're going to see Infinity War reversed and be left with a brand new team. So there you have it. Everything we know so far about Avengers 4. If there's anything I missed, feel free to let me know below. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and until next time, keep avenging for you. Bye.